Politicians are so disingenuous, man. These people are liars. They are just snakes and leeches. And I don't know what is it going to take for South Africans to actually realize that politicians are not for us. I don't know when South Africans will actually realize that these people don't care about them. They don't care about them. And even us with the platforms, we cannot, it seems like we cannot bash people into actually realizing that these people don't give a damn about them. I can come on this platform and scream my lungs out about how bad the ANC is. The people will still vote for the ANC. You can go on social media and create an account and dedicate that account into exposing politicians. South Africans will still support those politicians. If there's one thing about South Africans, they love their politicians. South Africans would literally, and I mean literally, defend their politicians with their own lives. That's how much they love the politicians who lie to them at every single turn. That's how much they love these people who promise them heaven on earth. They would put their lives on the line to defend their politicians. This is South Africans for you. And speaking about politicians, when it comes to Fikile Mbalula, I don't know what to say about Fikile Mbalula. I honestly don't know what to say about the Secretary General of the ANC. I think the Secretary General of the ANC has actually become hopeless. That's what I think about him. And no matter how hard I try to take Fikile Mbalula seriously, it is impossible to take Fikile Mbalula seriously. It is absolutely impossible to take this guy seriously. The things that Fikile Mbalula says makes it impossible for people to take him seriously. And weirdly, I think he loves the fact that people are not taking him seriously. I don't know if it makes sense or what. I think Fikile Mbalula loves all of these things that people are saying about him, that no, he is the worst Secretary General that the ANC has ever seen. No, how can the ANC appoint Fikile Mbalula as their Secretary General? I think, weirdly enough, he actually loves all of these things that people are saying about him. And if you look at the track record of the Secretary Generals of the ANC, Fikile Mbalula and Isma Hashule, man, these people, they deserve their own category. They deserve their own category. I don't want to lie. These people, they deserve their own category. And me, personally, I think that the ANC making Fikile Mbalula the Secretary General of the party, it's an indictment on the whole organization itself. The ANC actually allowing this person to be their Secretary General, because make no mistake, the ANC, it is a big organization. It might not be popular today. It is not popular today, but it is still a big organization. And this person, it is a Secretary General of that organization. And I believe that it's an indictment on the organization itself. So Fikile Mbalula yesterday was actually speaking about the outcomes of the National Working Committee of the ANC. You know that they are still discussing this thing of the DA opposing the budget and the Freedom Farm Plus. The ANC basically trying to kick out the DA out of the GNU. And it looks like even the DA is ready to leave the GNU. That's what it looks like right now, because at this point, it looks like the ANC has actually said that you guys have defined yourself outside of this marriage. So the DA says that divorce us, but the ANC says no, you divorce us. And the DA says, but you are the one that says that we have defined ourselves out of this marriage. So you are the one who actually needs to divorce us. So divorce us. And the ANC says no, you need to get out on your own. Because right now, even Paul Mashatile, that guy, the deputy president of this country, he has suddenly found his voice speaking about the DA, saying that no, the DA needs to leave the GNU. The DA needs to leave the GNU. And for some reason, Paul Mashatile thinks that people are stupid, because we can see the plan of Paul Mashatile. The plan of Paul Mashatile is very clear. If the DA gets out of the GNU, it is going to be a good chance for Paul Mashatile and others to dethrone Cyril Ramaphosa. And Cyril Ramaphosa has actually proven in this period of time, he has proven that he is not an amateur. Cyril Ramaphosa has actually proven that he's not an amateur. He has proven that you can say whatever that you want to say about him, but he's quite smart. He's quite smart. And Paul Mashatile wants the DA outside of the GNU so that they can target Cyril Ramaphosa. Because if the DA leaves the GNU and somehow they manage to squeeze in the EFF and Umkhonto weSizwe party, Cyril Ramaphosa is done. Absolutely done. There is no way that is going to survive. There's no way that is going to survive. But I think that he can see that. I think that he can see it. And I think right now, you cannot undermine Cyril Ramaphosa, because he has proven it. Because if you look, you remember when the GNU started, Cyril Ramaphosa came down to the DA, cool as a cat, and actually begged the DA to vote for him to be the president of the country. And the DA said, yes, we are going to make you the president of the country. We are going to vote for you to be the president of the country. We are going to vote for Thoko Didiza to be the speaker of the parliament. We are going to vote for Panyaza Lesufi to be the premier of Gauteng. And what did Cyril Ramaphosa do? Cyril Ramaphosa turned around and stabbed the DA at the back. He stabbed the DA at the back. And right now, he is talking with other political parties that are outside of the GNU, basically undermining the whole concept of the GNU. And when the DA says that the ANC is not respecting their own word, they throw their tantrums. But this is what they have done. You can see, even with the budget, you can say whatever that you want to say about the DA, but the DA never went outside of the GNU. And the ANC is the one that actually went outside of the GNU. So the ANC was actually smart enough to realize that, okay, guys, we have actually took a knock in the elections. It seems like we are going to need the DA to save us. And after the DA has saved us, we are going to show them flames. Because this is the same thing that Panyaza Lesufi did in Gauteng. After he was put in power by the DA, he essentially said that I cannot govern with the Democratic Alliance. The same political party that fought tooth and nail for him to be the premier of Gauteng, he said, no, I cannot govern with these people. And what did he do? He targeted the Democratic Alliance in Gauteng and made sure that we are taking these people out. Take them out in Johannesburg. Take them out in Tshwane. And the DA has never recovered till today. Till today, they have never recovered of what the ANC has done to them. Right now, the ANC says that the DA has defined itself outside of the GNU. They are saying that the DA has defined themselves outside of the GNU. And today I was watching an interview of John Steenhuisen, and John Steenhuisen says, no, guys, no. Cooler heads needs to prevail. Cooler heads needs to prevail. So there's a lot that is actually happening right now in the country. There's quite a lot that is happening in the country. But if there's one thing that the ANC has actually proven, is that they cannot be trusted. The ANC always negotiates in bad faith. They always negotiate in bad faith. This is the reason why people are looking at Hemne Mashaba and say, Hemne Mashaba, you are going to learn a bitter lesson. The ANC always negotiates in bad faith. If you think that these people are going to respect what they said to you and actually honor their words, you are going to learn the lesson harshly. You are going to learn the lesson harshly. So, Fikile Mbalula was actually speaking about the outcomes of the National Working Committee. And just listen to how Fikile Mbalula characterizes things. And this is the exact reason why we say that politicians are so disingenuous.
You know, here in South Africa, it's easy to lie. At some point, they said, no, our president is a spy, he works with CIA. Our president is loved by Americans. And Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi says, I've never seen a spy which is like this one. And then he started to mention. And then secondly, he explained. They said, no, he loved white people, he loved the DA and all of that. And then he explains, Bella Act, NHI, expropriation, all of these things that are done by who? Cyril Ramaphosa.
No, man, you know, I will never take Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi seriously. I don't want to lie. I'm not the one to take Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi seriously. Because Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi recently seems like he's ready to address everything but Julius Malema. He's ready to address everything else but Julius Malema. And this is the same person who said that, no, guys, I'm outside of the politics. I'm going into entertainment space. I want to be a radio presenter. I'm out of politics. But if you go on social media, he's there talking about the ANC, talking about the DA, talking about the GNU, talking about the MK party, but he's not addressing one person. Julius Malema. Julius Malema attacked the wife of Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, and he never said a word. But today, he has actually found a voice. He has actually found a voice. So I'm never going to take Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi seriously. I mean, recently, even Julius Malema was making mockery of him, but he will never address Julius Malema. He will never address Julius Malema. So Dr. Mbuyiseni Ndlozi, to me, he has lost credibility. I don't want to lie. He has lost all the credibility in the world.
Now, Mren, if you say you are beholden to something, how? Slogans, rhetoric, making noise that no, we are not party to this, we are party to that, and all of that. Duping people with slogans and rhetoric. When it matters most, you know, for instance, let me give you an example. EFF and its leader, they make a lot of noise. They don't love the DA and all of that and so on. The ANC went to them and said that, okay, fine, you don't agree with VAT, abstain. What did they do? They voted. With who? The DA.
And guys, this is the reason why we say that politicians are disingenuous. This is the reason why. This is the reason why we say that politicians are so disingenuous. You know, Fikile Mbalula is such a politician that everything to him is politics. Everything to him is politics. You remember Fikile Mbalula when the ANC was busy fighting for this VAT increase? He did say that the budget, it is a big political tool. That's what he said. He said budget is a big political tool. But as soon as the DA tried to turn the budget into a political tool, the same Fikile Mbalula went out and said that, no, how can the DA do this? How can the DA do this? How can the DA try to play politics with the budget? He forgets that he is the same person who said that the budget is a big political tool. Just listen to what he says. Fikile Mbalula expected the EFF to abstain without thinking what that was going to do to the EFF, without thinking how the supporters of the EFF were going to feel, knowing that their organization has abstained on the behest of the ANC on such an important matter. He doesn't care about the outrage that was going to come from the supporters of the EFF to their own organization. Because if the EFF had abstained, maybe some of their supporters would have understood, okay, and said that, okay, maybe they are sitting in the middle. But if the same supporters learns that the EFF had abstained on the behest of the ANC, then hell would break loose, because the same ANC would have went out and said, guys, we have made the EFF to abstain on the budget. And that was going to kill the EFF politically. And because Fikile Mbalula is such a politician and everything is politics to him, He thinks that just because two political parties who don't see eye to eye cannot agree on anything, it is nonsensical. Because right now, he expected the EFF to vote for the budget just to oppose the DA. That's what he expected. He wanted the EFF to oppose the DA at the expense of the people of this country. But the same ANC that is bashing the EFF for quote unquote voting with the DA is working with the DA in the government of national unity. So make it make sense. You are bashing someone for something that you are doing yourself. And me personally, guys, I don't know about you. I don't look at it as the EFF voting with the DA. That's not how I see it. I see it as the EFF voting, the EFF and the DA voting against the VAT increase that was imposed on the people of this country by the ANC and their lackeys. The EFF did not vote with the DA. The EFF and the DA voted against the VAT increase imposed on the people of this country by the ANC and their lackeys. And just because the political parties cannot see eye to eye, it doesn't mean that when something makes sense, they cannot sit down and say that, guys, this thing makes sense. Because if you had expected the EFF not to quote unquote vote with the DA, then why is the ANC working with the DA? Then why is the ANC working with the DA? That's why I'm saying that sometimes when I'm sitting down and listening to the likes of Fikile Mbalula, I just wonder, do these people actually listen to themselves when they speak? When Fikile Mbalula speaks, is he listening to himself or he's just blabbing in front of the cameras? The EFF and the MK party, there is a tension between those two political parties. But when it came to this budget, the two political parties, they said, no, we are not going to vote for the VAT increase just to oppose the DA. No, this is not what we are going to do. The ANC expected the EFF to do what Action SA has done. They expected the EFF to do what Action SA has done because the Action SA, Patriotic Alliance and Build One South Africa, they hate the DA so much that they voted for the VAT increase just because the DA was opposing the VAT increase. This is what they have done. Herman Mashaba, Gayton Mackenzie, Musi Maiman, they hate the DA so much that they voted for the VAT increase simply because the DA opposed the VAT increase. And ANC is bashing the EFF to say that, no, the EFF has voted with the DA. No. He's mischaracterizing how it is. They did not vote with each other. They voted against the VAT increase. And this is the reason why we say that these people are disingenuous.
If Malema and his party had the majority that we have, do you think that they will be working with the ANC? They won't. He hates the ANC with passion. Him and Floyd combined.
Stop lying, man. Julius Malema would work with the ANC before he works with the DA. If the EFF had 40%, I think the EFF would work with the ANC. I don't think the EFF would be working with the Democratic Alliance. This is a statement that would actually make sense if it would come from the Democratic Alliance, not the ANC. You know, these three political parties, they say that they are the black political parties. So I think they would work with each other. But I think this statement that Fikile Mbalula made, it would make sense if it would come from the Democratic Alliance, not the ANC.
I don't know why they are fighting. I think that's a movie we are being subjected to. That fight of Floyd and Julius, it's not real. That thing is just a movie. It's fiction. These are buddies. So Floyd has been sent to go and manage JZ and that MK party and Dalimpof. So it's a big fiction, my brother. These people are buddies like this. They are together. So they say they want to remove the ANC surgically, including working with the DA. They want to remove us from power. Both of them. They would have abstained and come back to us and say, but guys, we have abstained in this thing, we don't want VAT. Mashaba has said that we don't want VAT. Busa, we don't want VAT. Anyone said so. Even our allies, COSATU, Communist Party, everybody. I'm not sure about the Communist Party these days, but they also oppose to VAT. The worker unions in the country, Bovavi and so on, and so on. We went to Parliament, vote for the framework. They are there, fighting. DA says they are going to court to challenge the budget. All right? DA, you are asking me that they are in government. They went to court to challenge the budget. How do you do that and still remain on the other? Now you want to blame it on us. These people are marching on. It's just a matter of pronouncement that we are gone. But they've long taken a decision to leave. Now, they go to court. Malema supports them to go to court on the budget. He doesn't even tactically retreat from that. And then he's duping South Africans that, no, he's anti-DA, and then they must leave, and then this and that. We are not kids. Maybe they're in EFF where they meet. They can dupe each other there. Not Tina. DA says they don't want MK and EFF. When the opportunity comes, they vote together.
I love how he just reiterates that these political parties are voting together and saying nothing about the fact that these political parties were actually voting against them, making things harder for the people of this country. You see it? He's making it about the political parties. He's not making it about the people of this country. He's not making it about the people of this country. Because I remember some people saying that, no, the EFF, the DA wanted to vote for the budget. Yeah, they wanted to vote for the budget. But the truth of the matter is that these political parties did not vote in favor of what the ANC has done. That is it. And Fikile Mbalula now is making it about political parties voting with each other and saying nothing about what those political parties were actually voting against. Saying nothing about that. Saying nothing about the people of this country. Just making it about the political parties. This is why I'm saying that Fikile Mbalula is such a politician that everything to him is politics. Everything. Everything. Now he's trying to put it like, no, the ANC, the Umkhonto we Sizwe party and the EFF are sell out, because you know that this is the type of politics that they play. These people are on the left. These political parties and their splinter groups that are on the left. If you agree with something, with the DA, it doesn't matter if that thing actually makes sense. You cannot agree with the DA. If you agree with the DA, you are a sellout. This is what Fikile Mbalula is trying to demonstrate to the people, that MK Party and the EFF are the sellouts because they agreed with the DA, despite the fact that these people were actually fighting against ANC hammering the people of this country. So he's playing that type of politics because this is the type of politics that they play. That if you agree with everything that Freedom Fund Plus says, if you agree with anything that the Democratic Alliance says, you are a sellout. And this is what he's doing right now. to try to say the EFF and MK party are not really they are not really anti-DA. No, these people are lying by trying to say that they are anti-DA. No, these people are not really anti-DA. They love the DA because you see, in parliament, they voted with the DA. They voted with the DA. They should have voted with us. They should have helped us to pin down South Africans and make things impossible for them. We understand that things are expensive in the country. We know that things are hard in the country. We know that South Africans cannot even put food on the table. We don't want them to even be able to put food on the table. The EFF and the Umkhonto we Sizwe party should have helped the ANC to pin down South Africans. But no, they decided to side with the DA. How can these people side with the DA? Because the DA didn't want us to pin down South Africans. How can these people side with the DA? This is the logic of Fikile Mbalula.
They didn't abstain because these ones are in. They left the GNU and went to join MK Party and EFF to vote against the budget.
They didn't leave the GNU. The only political party that left the GNU, it is the ANC, because the ANC couldn't get what they want inside the GNU. They couldn't get what they want inside the GNU. So he's trying to make it look like what the ANC has done, it is what the DA has done. This is what Fikile Mbalula is trying to say. That if the DA left the GNU and voted with the EFF and Umkhonto we Sizwe party, and saying nothing about the fact that the ANC has literally got political parties outside of the GNU. Literally negotiated with political parties outside of the GNU. And the DA never went outside of the GNU. But Fikile Mbalula says no, they went outside of the GNU because they voted with Umkhonto we Sizwe and the EFF. I cannot understand the logic of Fikile Mbalula. I cannot understand the logic of Fikile Mbalula. That's why I'm saying that it is impossible. Like you can try your best to take Fikile Mbalula seriously, but when you sit down and listen to Fikile Mbalula, like you can see that, okay, this guy is absolutely hopeless. He's hopeless. He's hopeless.
Where is business in that? I see the letter the business have written to John and our president have responded to that. I think business has been erratic because business believes that they are savior and everybody and the most important person is the DA. It's incorrect. The ANC is not anti-business.
It is.
We have issues with business. Our strategy and tactics is very clear. Our relationship with business is unity and struggle of the opposite. What does that mean? It means there are things we agree on to move the country forward. There are things we don't. We are not a socialist party. Neither are we a capitalist party. We're advancing mixed economy. Study the ANC properly to understand. That's why people have failed, even the group of 8, because they wanted to transform the ANC and make it a socialist party, and we expelled them. This notion that the ANC must change overnight and become a socialist party, it's incorrect. It's a reductionist, it's a distortion of the African National Congress. People who want to become socialist and communist, they've got a party, Vanguard, which is now going to contest elections, called the South African Communist Party. They must join it, legally so, not underground, and fight for socialism, distinctly. The Communist Party is only that they said that the road to socialism cannot go without combining with the National Democratic Revolution, the NDR. NDR is primarily about resolving the national question. So we know what we stand for as the ANC, unlike all these political parties who don't know what they stand for. And then they are in a marriage over a budget with the DA. They console themselves that no, we are not. We're doing this against the ANC. So any opportunity they will find, they will work against the ANC. We are not beholden to the DA. We are beholden to South Africa. That's what we are beholden to. We don't want to turn this country into rebels.
Just listen to that.
We are transforming a country within a capitalist mode of production.
So the ANC is transforming South Africans. The ANC is transforming South Africa. This is what Fikile Mbalula says. This is what he believes, that the ANC is transforming South Africa. Just go outside and look at how the country is. And tell me if you believe that this is transformation. If what the ANC is doing right now in this country, it is transformation, then I don't want anything to do with transformation. If what the ANC is doing to the country right now, it is transformation, then I don't want anything to do with transformation. Honestly, I don't want anything to do with it. Just look at how destroyed the country is. Just look at how the infrastructure is. Just look at how poor the education system is. Look at our healthcare facilities. Look at the high unemployment numbers. Just look at the companies living in this country. Just look at the people killing themselves because they cannot even provide for their families. Just look at the young people dying of depression because nothing is working for them. And you have the Secretary General of the ANC saying that we are transforming a country. If what is happening right now, it is transformation, then I don't want anything to do with transformation. I don't want anything to do with transformation. Just look at our education system, man. We have the worst education system ever. This has to be the worst education system ever. We cannot compete with other countries in the world. We cannot. And this guy honestly believes that this is transformation.
It's just that those who are doing cheap politics, they like to throw this thing at us that sisebenza ne-DA. We're not beholden to the DA. Where have you seen in this GNU where the ANC bent over to the Democratic Alliance?
Yeah, on that one, you are right, 100%. And this is one of the reasons why the DA is facing a lot of backlash on their own. That you have actually allowed the ANC to do as they please. You have allowed the ANC to do as they please. And Fikile Mbalula is right. He's right. The ANC has never bent. The ANC has never even compromised. When they treat the DA as if the DA, it is an opposition party. And clearly, at this point, there is nothing that the DA can do about it. Because they can do the press conference and tell South Africans that, no, we don't want to be treated like this by the ANC. The ANC cannot treat us like this. The ANC needs to start treating us like partners. Helen Zille doing the interviews. No, the ANC must start treating the DA like partners. The ANC doesn't give a damn how the Democratic Alliance feels. They don't care. They have proven it in the GNU. Just look in the GNU. Just look in the GNU. Look at the policies that have been implemented in the GNU. These are pro-ANC policies that have been implemented in the GNU. And the ANC is going against what their minister in the presidency said, Khumbudzo Ntshavheni. Khumbudzo Ntshavheni, when the GNU started, she said that the political parties in the GNU, or the GNU, it is not going to implement the policies of political parties per se. But the GNU, it is going to implement the policies of the Government of National Unity. It was a lie. It was a lie. In Zulu City, Amanga Mahlaza. It was a lie. Ever since the GNU has started, the ANC has been implementing pro-ANC policies, and there is nothing anybody can do in that GNU. There is nothing that anybody has been able to do in the GNU. And you have people saying that, no, these policies that are implemented by the ANC, these are the policies that were actually passed in the previous parliament. The previous parliament, the GNU, it is not the extension of the previous parliament. The GNU, it is not the extension of the 6th administration. The GNU is totally different from the 6th administration. The ANC would have actually, it would have actually been okay if the ANC had won with a majority to say that, guys, we had the majority in the previous election in the parliament, we have passed these and we are just implementing them. It would have made sense. But the ANC is not governing alone anymore. The ANC does not have the majority anymore. But somehow they still manage to implement the policies of the 6th administration. You have the people saying that, no, these policies were already passed in parliament. It doesn't matter. The GNU, it is not the continuation of the 6th administration. It is not. It is not. So Fikile Mbalula is quite right when it comes to that. And I also have not been able to shy. I have not been shy to say that when it comes to the GNU, the ANC has been very clear when it comes to implementing the policies that are pro-ANC. They have not even made any concessions. They have not made any compromises. I remember, I think it was yesterday, I was watching a business interview. Helen Zille has been interviewed recently on Biz News. And she was speaking about the fact that the ANC, it is not a political party that actually makes concessions. It is not a political party that makes compromises. They do not compromise. In that GNU, they are calling their shots in that GNU. The ANC is calling their shots in the GNU. And it's pretty pathetic of how other political parties have actually allowed the ANC to turn them into the doormats. They've actually allowed the ANC to turn them into the doormats. So Fikile Mbalula is right. On this point, I cannot disagree with him. It is bad, but I cannot disagree with him because it's telling the truth. Let's look at the policies that have been implemented. I remember John Steenhuisen. John Steenhuisen was on television saying that we are in the working relationship with the ANC. The ANC cannot get everything they want. The DA cannot get everything they want. I said, John Steenhuisen, you are talking nonsense. The ANC has been able to get everything they want. The DA has been able to get nothing. The DA has not been able to get nothing. Nothing. The DA is the only one that has actually bent backwards to accommodate the ANC. They have bent backwards to accommodate the ANC. So this notion that we are working with the ANC and the ANC cannot get everything that they want, the Democratic Alliance cannot get everything that they want, there has to be a compromise. The ANC does not believe in compromise. The DA needs to wake up very quickly and realize that the ANC does not believe in any compromises. They don't care about the compromises. Do you think the ANC gives a damn about the compromises? No, they don't give a damn about the compromises. They don't. It's either their way or the highway. Just look with this VAT hike. They said that we are going to increase the VAT. The DA said, no, you are not going to increase the VAT. They said, no, you're not going to increase the VAT. Other political parties in parliament, they said, no, there is no way that we are going to allow the ANC to increase the VAT. The ANC should not be allowed to increase the VAT. They are going to make things terrible for the people of this country. One weekend, the ANC just had one weekend with those political parties. And all of them, they just bent backwards for the ANC. They bent. The likes of Musi Maimane, he vowed and told the South Africans that I will never vote for that. But he voted for it. And now he comes and tries to act smart and tell South Africans about the a budget that has no VAT hikes. The fact that the ANC initially wanted to increase the VAT and they've actually managed to do that, it shows you that these people are getting everything that they want in the GNU. They are getting everything that they want. Right now, it seems like DA is just a rubber stamping everything that the ANC wants. That's what it looks like right now. That's what it looks like. Because when the whole GNU started, you would think, okay, the ANC has 40%. Okay, these people are not going to do as they please anymore. Thank God. The ANC is not going to do as they please anymore. This is what people thought. This is what people thought. 10 months into the GNU. Man, these people are steamrolling everybody else, including the DA. They are just steamrolling everything in front of them. They are steamrolling everything in front of them. And Fikile Mbalula, when he says this, he knows that it is going to hit in Cape Town. He knows that the Democratic Alliance is going to hit. Is going to feel it. When he says that, when has the ANC bent to accommodate the DA? They have never done that. Despite these people actually keeping them in power, they don't care about them.
We're not beholden to the DA. Where have you seen in this GNU where the ANC bent over to the Democratic Alliance? Where? That's what you need to explain. We are in this soup of GNU because we did not win the elections. We invited everybody, and those ones who are making noise every day, they said they are not going to come in the GNU, and they used the reason as DA. Okay, you don't like the DA? We go there in parliament and vote. Who do they vote with? And you interview them every day, but you don't ask them this question. I don't know why, but you don't ask them. Why do you work with DA to stop the budget when you had the choice to abstain? Parliament, you work with others. MK Party, DA, EFF became great friends overnight without talking to each other because everything but ANC. So they agreed there.
It is a mess, guys. This is a mess. This one right here, it is a mess. This one right here, it is a mess. It is a mess. Because right now, like, the political parties will just say that, no, the ANC behaves as if they have won the elections. But there is nothing that they are doing to actually stop the ANC. There is nothing that they are doing to stop the ANC. Absolutely nothing. They are just complaining about the fact that the ANC behaving like they have won the elections and the ANC didn't win the elections. But what are they doing about it? That is the question. What are they doing about it? Guys, please tell me what you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hit that like button and the most important part, subscribe. My name is Thomas Mabaso. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.